In this video, we're going to talk about the 7 reasons to not move to Hinckley. Hi, I'm Renee Velasquez, and if this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn about everything there is to know about living in Cleveland, Ohio, be sure to tap that like button, hit the subscribe, and click that little bell so that you're notified every time we release a new video. Reason number 1, the firing of guns. Now, before you get upset, we're not all walking around gun-toting on our hips up and down the streets. That's definitely not the case. This is a beautiful suburban neighborhood with a little bit more rural feel. We have large acreage in some aspects, and then we have most of the homes are on 2-acre parcels, and then we do have homes that are on smaller parcels. However, because we're in a township and there are homes on larger tract of land, many people have like little mini gun ranges in their backyard. So safety berms built up to make sure that it's safe. However, it's not rare to hear guns going off in the background. I live in Hinckley, so I do happen to have a neighbor in my particular neighborhood that has a little mini gun range in their backyard. So those gunshots do tend to be a little bit closer to home, but it is not uncommon to hear gunfire off in the distance. But the good news is it's not gunfire from crime happening. It's just good old, the right to bear arms, shooting their guns in a safe environment, doing target practice. So there you will hear gunfire in Hinckley. Number 2 reason people are not moving to Hinckley is food. So it's not that the food in Hinckley isn't good, it's that there's very, very limited options to dine in Hinckley. In fact, in the center of town, we have Foster's. That's pretty much the mainstay to go out and grab a burger, maybe some pierogies. They do have great pizzas there, but there's only one option, and they're closed on Sundays and Mondays because they're a locally owned business. It's a mom and pop establishment, not a large chain, so they are closed on Sundays and Mondays. So if you want to go out and grab a bite in Hinckley on a Sunday or a Monday, you really have no options. And however, when they are open, they do have bar hours. So yes, you can, on a Friday or Saturday night, you can sit at the bar with our favorite bartender, Brian, and grab something, till 1 o'clock in the morning. But aside from that, there really aren't a whole lot of options to grab food. So you definitely want to make sure on your way home from work, if you don't have groceries at the house to make your own dinner, you want to grab something on the way home before you get home to your home in Hinckley. So food options just aren't a real big prevalent situation in Hinckley. And you have to, there's plenty of establishments outside of Hinckley to order from. However, your DoorDashes and things like that and delivery services, a lot of times they don't necessarily service the Hinckley area. You've got to get places that are a little bit closer to even do delivery. So if you've got a hankering for a specific type of food, you may have to get in the car, drive out and go grab it and bring it home. Delivery services aren't really delivering all that much in our Hinckley neighborhoods. So number 3 reason that people are not moving to Hinckley is because there's virtually no nightlife. Like I said, we basically have one restaurant in the center of town. Yes, we have a couple of bars, or a bar or two where you can get food, but there's really no nightlife going on. Our biggest theater is going to be at the high school, which is actually not even in the town of Hinckley. The high school is in the township next door, Granger. But they do have a fantastic theater department, and these kids put on a fantastic plays, musicals, things like that. But it's not like you're going into the theater district and watching Cats in Hinckley. So not a whole lot of nightlife, no clubs, nothing like that. It's more of a rural, suburban feel. There's not a whole lot going on. So if you want to, have a night out with your friends, you are traveling outside of Hinckley to do that, or you got to have a house party. That's just all there is to it. So not a whole lot of nightlife or entertainment going on in Hinckley, unless you like nature, and then you've got plenty of entertainment because we've got a beautiful park in the center of Hinckley. The 4th reason that people are not moving to Hinckley is because of education. Now, I don't want to say there's poor education. Highland School District, which encompasses Hinckley Elementary, they're in the Highland School District, is very highly rated. However, there's only one option. So in Hinckley, there's only one elementary school. Our middle school and our high school are just the next township over. So literally a 10-15 minute drive depending on where you live in Hinckley, but only public school options. We do not have any private schools within Hinckley or immediately in the surrounding suburbs. You're going to have to travel downtown or in the opposite direction, south, to get to any private or parochial schools. We do have a private elementary grade. Actually, it goes kindergarten through 8th grade in a neighboring community. It's called St. Ambrose. It's in Brunswick, but only one public school option. It's an elementary school in Hinckley, so not a whole lot of education options for people relocating here. However, our public school is an amazing school. Number 5 reason people are not moving to Hinckley is if you're that person that walks outside and says, ooh, there's too much nature here. This is definitely not a place for you. We've got a lot of wildlife in Hinckley. Because the population is lower, only a population of just over 8,000 people. We don't have a whole lot of traffic. We have larger lots. We have wooded lots. We've got a lot of nature. There's deer. You're gonna have raccoons, skunks, possums, field mice. And yes, we have had the occasional sighting of a bear or two. Very rare. It's not like they're in everybody's backyard, but we have had them in our area. Ohio does have bear, but there's a lot of nature going on. So along with nature, you're gonna have bugs. So not uncommon to be out on your deck and have to deal with a mosquito issue, right? Occasionally, if mosquitoes get really bad, they'll actually bring in big trucks that actually spray to get rid of the mosquito larvae. But you're definitely gonna have mosquitoes, so always wanna be prepared for that. And you're gonna have spiders, and you're gonna have bugs, and you're gonna have critters, a whole lot of wildlife going on in Hinckley. So if that's not your jam, definitely not a place for you, because we've got a ton of wildlife going on. Number 6 reason that people are not moving to Hinckley is because, to be honest, because we're a little bit more rural, sometimes our cell service isn't as reliable as when you get closer into the city. We've got some spotty cell service, even internet connections, different options in that. We have more limited options. You know, people love to stream, and unfortunately you're gonna have to really pay for a high-speed internet, and even that sometimes is difficult. I personally live in a neighborhood where I've got a stretch of land that the moment I turn into my development and I'm driving to my house, I've got a pretty good stretch where I have 0 cell service whatsoever. Obviously that's gonna depend on your carrier. However, it is a little bit more spotty, which can frustrate people that are used to very fast pace, gotta be on their phone all the time, connected to the internet all the time, connected to streaming services all the time. You might have to pay for some premium equipment and or premium services to get what you need in Hinckley. So just kind of limited options regarding that. Number 7 reason that people are not moving to Hinckley is the county roads. So we're not a major city, so we rely on, there's roads that are serviced by the state, there's roads that are serviced by the county, and then there's roads that are serviced by the township. So our plow services when it snows, and it is definitely going to snow in Hinckley. Northeastern Ohio, we're gonna see snow. In fact, we can see snow here from as early as October and as late as April in the spring. We're gonna see snow. Some years it's really bad, some years are a little bit milder, but you're gonna see snow. Plow trucks operate on certain roads depending on if they're a state road, a county road, or just a township neighborhood road. So if you're in a development in Hinckley and the township is responsible to plow those roads, it takes a really long time for those employees to get through all of those developments and plow those roads. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get out of your immediate area unless you live off of some of those very main roads in the center of town where those are taken care of by the state. And even then, if they're taken care of by the state, they're always gonna go to the areas that have a major population, and they're gonna service those roads first and then get to the offshoots, which Hinckley would be considered one of those. So sometimes it's a little bit more difficult in the wintertime to travel those roads. Also, because we're a little bit more rural, the speed limits tend to be a little bit higher on our main roads. So you really need to watch out for those little ones, even yourself. And even in driving, people tend to travel at a little bit higher speeds. So it's not uncommon to see people whipping down those roads, and it can be kind of an unsafe environment. Now, our police do a fantastic job of patrolling the neighborhoods and trying to keep everybody safe and keep everybody's speeds at bay. But just naturally, it's going to happen. It's a Friday night, you've got kids whipping down the streets relatively quickly, and it's just kind of a more rural situation, not in a city. It's not they take their chances on getting pulled over. So that's one of those things. But ultimately, I love Hinckley, but for these reasons only, it might not be a place for you. You really got to think about what it is that, what things are really important to you, and these are some things that people that are used to the city or really want to have activities all the time, love the hustle and bustle, like to be able to just get up and walk to get a bite to eat, or walk to get to the convenience store to go grab some milk, whatever they need. That is not going to be what you achieve in Hinckley. It just isn't. You're gonna have to go in the car and drive to what you need and then bring it back. There's no grocery store, so in order to get your groceries, you're gonna have to stop after work or make a trip on a Saturday to go get your groceries. There's not a whole lot right within the community to grab. However, if you make friends with your neighbors and you need eggs, chances are they're gonna know someone, or someone up the street's gonna have chickens that are laying eggs consistently, and you could definitely grab those from them. But ultimately, walkable, it's just not a walkable community. We receive several calls a day from people just like you moving to the Cleveland area that want to work with our team. If this is you, we'd love to be the real estate team you choose. Our contact information is in the description down below.